everybody, welcome to another edition of our Kings Isle Developer Diaries. Today, I'm with somebody who might be a slightly familiar face to some of you out there. This is a Ratbeard from Pirate 101 back in the day, the lead designer.
By reputation, if not by face.
Now, after a little bit of time on our mobile projects, he's come back to us to work on both of our MMOs, Wizard and Pirate. Today, we're going to talk about our new event, the Decathlon event. We wanted to do this community event. We want to do something that brought the community together towards some sort of goal. We put these two things together in class projects, and then early this year you came on the project. So what happened from there?
I was jumping in, not even halfway through. I mean, a lot of the stuff for this release is mostly done. And one of the concepts was the treasure card vault. We had mentioned that players have so many treasure cards now that they needed additional storage space for all those. So we're gonna have the vault. I said, well, why don't we give them something to do with all those treasure cards instead?
Sure, that makes sense,
my comment. Another of our designers, Artie Rogers, actually he was one of the original designers on Wizard, also came back to the team. He had the idea of creating a new kind of play style where all the players get to use is the treasure cards. Once Artie had the idea for sort of changing the gameplay to using treasure cards, we went back to the rest of the team. We looked at some of the cool rewards we had to offer. Matt, our system designer, took all the creatures and mobs we had planned previously and sort of restructured them. We asked for some new tech that allows us to balance things, to sort of level set all of the wizard stats so that Matt could create, I kind of call it a puzzle, basically. So
it is a puzzle.
Yeah,
it's a really cool challenge.
As you head up through the tower, based on the kinds of mobs that you face and the kinds of spells that mobs are casting at you, you've got to figure out how to get past them, basically. So our artist, Carl, had cool stuff. I wanted to get in something new the players hadn't seen before. I'm not sure how the giant hands came up exactly.
I have to say, Matt Fahey has proposed these so many times, these gauntlets, and he was so excited to get them in game.
Yeah, it seems like a good time for giant gauntlets.
It's always a good time for giant gauntlets.
So of course, as you upgrade them by going through the tower, they get cooler and cooler looking.
I log on and a decathlon event is happening. I'm really excited because this is fun. So how do I start and what happens next?
I should mention that the decathlon is just the first of lots of stuff we have planned. When there's an event going on, there will be a little button at the top right of the screen, Gamma. If you click on that button with Gamma's picture on it, it will open what we're calling the event page, and you can read all about the event that's running at that time. And so the first thing you'll see is the decathlon. Once you open that page, all the rules that you need will be there explaining how to do it. There's actually a button at the bottom of that page that will take you directly to the event.
Yes.
And in this case, the event is running in the library, which is convenient.
Very convenient.
Yeah,
yes.
very convenient because it's right by Argylston, who sells all the treasure cards, most of which I think you'll need to get through the towers. So run over, buy the treasure cards that you need, prep your deck with your treasure cards, and then head in through the portal, which is just past Argylston between two bookshelves, I think. Of course, Gamma is also perched there in the library. If you need additional information, you can stop with Gamma there.
Yes, there's quite a robust help section as well, because it's different, it's new, it's unique. I know there's different ways to progress through the event.
You can enter the tower for a credit, and we give, I think it's 2 or 4 credits per day, depends on if you're a member or not. Members get a few more credits.
Members get 4.
Yep. And if you want to play more than that, you can purchase more with gold. The first progress you're going to work towards is what we call the individual progress. As you go into the tower and you kill monsters in there, every monster that you kill gives you a point per rank, and every treasure card that you cast gives you a point. And you'll see your individual progress bar filling up, and at certain points on that bar, you can click on that reward that's on the bar and collect it. Even if you're not interested in competing on the leaderboards, or if you're not really paying attention to the community progress, you can always go in. You should. You can always collect the stuff off your individual progress bar, and the rewards we put there will help you get farther up the tower. Everybody should focus on finishing out their individual progress bar. It's the easiest thing to do. It's just get enough points to finish the whole thing out, and you don't have to feel like you're in the race with everybody else for the leaderboard.
Yeah, anyone can do that, and it's got lots of cool stuff.
As all players earn points, that community progress bar fills up, and I think there are 4 points on that, or 4 stages on that, and as it goes to the top stage, we drop better stuff in the tower. So you're collecting runes in the tower to craft, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but you're collecting reagents in the tower, and the farther you move that that community progress bar, the better the drops are for those things.
What's the cool loot that I get? What's the awesome things that I get from this tower?
The individual progress, probably the coolest thing for the individual. The Hands of Fate are really cool, the giant gloves. And you'll have a chance as you progress up through the tower to buy recipes to improve them. There's also a custom deck that you'll use, or should use, to move up the tower. It'll be easier if you use the decks that we allow you to craft. Those are pretty cool for individuals. And then we have the leaderboards. We track all the players, and we will pay out additional rewards when the event ends for all the players who place on the leaderboards. And I think there's like 10 prize tiers. So the first grouping, the top players is like
you get everything.
Yeah, the top 10 players get everything. And then we go like 25, 50, 100, and so it goes down through, I want to say like 10,000th place. 10,000th place. I think the thing that people will be most excited about on the leaderboards is the class hamsters.
They are really cool. They're adorable, and they're also really, really good.
That was a fun design direction to give, was to say to make sure these things are really, really awesome.
Really awesome.
They have really good talents for hatching out with other pets. And they're super cute. Each hamster for each class has a different colored scarf, so the ice hamster has a...
You can collect them all.
Yeah, has a sort of an ice school scarf. I want to say we pay out down to like 8 places down the leaderboard. Only the top ones get the school hamster, but most people who get on the leaderboard will get the Ravenwood class pet.
We added one more cool reward called the Friends Reward. If you place at the top of the leaderboards, everybody on your friends list who also played the event gets a prize sent to them. So if you win, all your friends win something too.
Let's go to the treasure card combat part. When you go into the tower, you can only use treasure cards.
The idea came from Artie Rogers. I was trying to get the treasure cards to make players care about the ones that they had, as opposed to just giving them a place to stick more stuff that they weren't using. That required quite a bit of new tech, actually, because treasure cards work a little differently in your deck. Normally you have to discard and then draw back into your hand to get it. The decks that you craft in the tower, and I guess even your normal decks, if you're using those, we will automatically draw up your hand for you with all of your treasure cards. So you don't have to click the draw button to draw them up.
Nope. They act just like regular spells in the tower.
They do, and we gave everybody in the tower mastery as well. So while you're in the tower, it doesn't matter what your school is, you can cast any treasure card that you have for however many pips it costs.
And this is probably one of our greatest balancing challenges to date, honestly. We're working with this really tight space where you only have a couple hit points, a little bit of mana, and what your strategy is really important.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's like I said, it's more of a puzzle than combat has been before. We did a couple things that sort of structure it a little better. The player always goes first.
Yes, that is very important.
Yeah,
I noticed that and really appreciated it when I was testing.
At least for now, the player always goes first.
For now.
As we move up the tower, we may revisit that. We also adjust the accuracy. So if you are using spells that are the opposition spell to the tower, so if you're in the ice tower and you're using fire spells, then your accuracy will be boosted with fire. And we did that so that people wouldn't just go in and just cast all their best school spells. In particular, Storm. Storm has a lot of quick, easy damage. And Storm typically has lower accuracy, which sort of balances out their high damage. So we want you to use Storm in the Myth Tower, I guess. Yeah, Storm in the Myth Tower. We don't want you to just go into the Ice Tower and the Fire Tower and the Death Tower.
Storm.
It really becomes a matter of having the right cards in your treasure deck, using the right number of treasure cards on your way up. And then there will be times where you're going to have to look at the monsters that are out there and the pips that they have, whether they fizzled or not, and decide whether you're gonna play that shield or play a blade or try to take one out. And there's been times in there where I have failed to kill the mob with 1 hit point. So it can be super tricky.
I know when I was playtesting it and I was sending you guys this like stream of consciousness feedback, and I would just start talking about like, I didn't get this one and I was so frustrated and okay, I'm trying again. Yes, I got it, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of people who are streaming as well. People seem frustrated in a good way. They're really enjoying the challenge of it, and the fact that it feels more like a puzzle is like when you finally do get it and you develop a strategy and then you execute on that strategy.
Like, yes, I got it.
You're like,
now.
you've got it, and then you kind of know that you've got it as often as you need to do at that point. You've sort of unlocked unlock the puzzle. And I do hope and expect that the community will help each other out and that people will share strategies for getting through.
These events have been very popular with the community. A lot of times when we record these dev diaries, we'll record them so far ahead of time that we may have not even finished the feature yet. We may be talking about things that are going to come out to test in like a month or two. But right now, we've had both of the events so far, the ice event and the death event, on test, and we've gotten feedback. We've gotten really good feedback. And I'm gonna read this one because this is one of my favorite quotes from Arcanum's archives. Overall, I love the decathlon event. I love how it encourages one to try out new spells and stimulates one to think about strategy. And that's really exactly what we're going for. Like, I'm just so happy that they get it.
Yeah, the feedback so far has been really gratifying. And you know, as I mentioned before, because so many people worked on this and different, touched it in different places, it was nice to be able to go back and tell everybody, you did a great job, and you did a great job, and you did a great job.
Obviously, we've done the ice event. We're doing the death event now. We're gonna quit right there, and we're gonna stop, and we're not gonna make anything more, right? That's it.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh,
No,
okay.
of course not. No.
Sure.
Tell me what our plans for the future are.
Well, how much do you want me to spoil? Should we tell them it's the top of the tower? Should we tell them where the top is and what's at the top, or should we save that?
No,
I think we should save that.
Let's save that.
Okay.
Let's save the top of the tower for a surprise.
So I think
You're gonna love it.
they are gonna love it. So the first couple events that we tested out, we have 4 stages. Each stage is 3 floors, so that's 12 floors to work your way through. And we've planned out, as someone on the message board noted, it's a decathlon. So they're like, where's the 10 involved? Shouldn't there be 10 floors? And there will be 10 stages, 30 floors, and we'll increase the height of the tower as it goes as well. So there's always going to be something new to challenge you.
The decathlon and that's it, right? Never anything else?
No, we'll do other things as well. So now we have this nice framework, the event page there. We will repeat this and we'll find other activities that players are interested in, and we'll be releasing more events other than the decathlon as we go forward.
Our first decathlon event will be starting up really, really soon. So keep an eye on our forums, our social media, and actually I believe we'll be announcing it on the Patcher. Just keep an eye out on anywhere you'd normally get KingsIsle news, and we'll give you a timeline and more information.